So it's gonna be part two of that video. Story time. Gonna pick up where we left off. Just looking at my videos here. Um, this one in particular, Rio. That ever since I set up. Oh, I was just making a point that I noticed that ever since I said one night I was sitting outside or one day, and I was thinking, with everything going on, trying to figure out ways that I can still try to manage to use the bathroom and just wash myself up and just, yeah, I don't know. I ain't first time for everything, right? So I'm sitting up trying to think of ways that I can help myself in this situation. And I had a thought come up. I could just go in the restrooms instead of going days without taking a shower, and then just trying to wash off with wipes and do stuff like that, and use the restroom in casinos where you have the one restroom. What I was thinking is what I could do is I could just go in and use the smaller restrooms. So I just so happened to use one of the gas station restroom at the time. And so I was thinking to myself, you know what? They have smaller bathrooms, only one person in at a time. And so I was thinking I could just go in the like a gas station's restroom with one person, and I can just try to wash up in there. And I was just noticed that it's like when I had that thought of maybe I could use the gas station's restroom and try to wash up, the next thing that started happening is this like started being a problem with every restroom. Everybody had an issue with you using their restroom all of a sudden. It's like clockwork. So if y'all notice, well, I'm going backwards on the video, so I can't say if y'all notice. But that's what happens a lot. I'll be thinking something and then it's like the world reacts off of it. And so that particular time I was thinking about using the restroom and maybe washing myself up in a smaller restroom that they have in the gas stations. And ever since then, I've been struggling to find a restroom to use, y'all. Ever since I had that thought. So, yeah, I just want to put that out there. I'm just scrolling through this stuff right now, trying to see what this is. Oh, this is the sink. Where was I? Circus, I believe. I don't know, y'all, because I actually went to a couple of casinos that it seemed like had problems with with the drainage. I don't know. Those same casinos, I went to at least one of them on more than one occasion. The first time we didn't have those issues. The second time we did. So yeah, I'm just kind of scrolling through these videos right now. Trying to see.
All other rhythms that I wouldn't even play with.
I was at this one thing and I shut it down to try to take a video of what was happening around me. So I was over one night. It's a Carl Jr.'s right off the strip. I had been kind of sitting there in their parking lot all day. They didn't say anything. One night I just went to the back and I just slept back there. And it's all one parking lot, the front and the back, but evidently the back parking lot belongs to someone else because I was sitting over there during the day one time in the back of the parking lot because there was so much going on in the front. I sat in the back this time and it was so hot. Like now, I'm looking for shade. Well, I'm over here at the gas station now in the shade. But it was so hot. What I did was I put something up at my window to kind of cover. And I noticed after I put something at my window, I would kind of every now and then kind of glance around at to see what was going on. And I noticed the people from the alarm place kind of talking, hanging in the parking lot. Then I looked up again later on. I noticed the parking lot was empty. It been full of people, y'all. And normally it is a lot of cars out there. Even cars pulling in and out, people parking back there and walking over to the casino, the Strat that's across the street, because again, you have to pay for that parking. So people parking over there and walking. Like people have been parking there regularly. One night it was easy for me to just fall asleep there. The next night, it wasn't even night, it was during the day. When we got put out the parking lot, I say we, but it was me. And one other guy just so happened to be standing there, and the man was like, yeah, I have to go make him move too. After all the run-ins that I had with security making me leave the parking lot of places. This one was actually nice. He actually asked me, was I okay first? Which is unlike any of the other situations with the security that I've dealt with. Y'all, it's hot. It's hot as hell out here. We've been on here 10 minutes. I'm trying to go back and find this parking lot video where I stopped at where this man was walking. He came from out of the neighborhood, y'all. Up the street, out of the neighborhood, to walk his dog on the part of the street where it was no grass and into the parking lot where I was parked at. It's so funny. Another one of those I like to call gang stalkers. We actually have a couple of videos in here regarding people who just pull up to walk their dogs inside the parking lot. Now, all the grass you can pull up at, all the parks you can go to. These particular people just pulled up specifically to walk their dog in the parking lot that I was in. So yeah. This first guy though, he walked on one side of the street all the way down, and he turned around and came back up the side of the street that I was on. Not just the sidewalk, but he came all the way into the parking lot. And one of those walk like right up on your car. One of those. He got off the sidewalk and came and walked like directly up on my car as he passed by walking his dog. But you know, they wanted to look a certain way. They wanted to look a certain way, like they're not doing anything wrong. But they want you to feel exactly what it is they're doing. So it's like between me and them, we both seen eye to eye. We both knew what they were doing. They know what they were doing. I know what they were doing. Regular person just looking outside and seeing that is just gonna say that's a man just walking their dog. But we all know what it was. He walked on one side of the street, came up the other side of the street, and then entered into the parking lot instead of walking straight up the sidewalk. Right by my car. As he slowly walked his dog. So yeah, I'm looking for that. I'm not seeing it. I may have scrolled past it because that was during the time that I was sleeping in the car, and I scrolled back to casino time. So, and when I tell y'all I've been parking lot pimping for real, it's the real being in the parking lot pimping. From parking lot to parking lot, trying to find somewhere to stay or sleep comfortably. I know y'all don't want to look at this. I went to this little football game. I didn't stay. It was free. Two teams. What the team's called? The Grays and the something. Yeah, I forgot the name of the team. What's so funny? Just at least show y'all what I'm scrolling by. Because we 13 minutes in and y'all ain't been looking at anything. But you have to listen. Because I'm seeing a lot. May not see a lot. This is me in the hotel. I went and bought this $20 griddle to try to cook because the hotel doesn't have a refrigerator. It didn't have microwave or anything. And I was just spending money, y'all. You know how much money it costs to stay at a hotel in Las Vegas and eat every day like you're supposed to eat several times a day? That costs a lot of money to pay for hotels, to pay for food, to pay for gas. Because I was in a Dodge Charger. I was given a choice between that and a van. So I just took the car, not knowing I was going to be sleeping in it, but I just took the car. Car take $80 to fill up. My car that I'm in right now, that they held for 2 months, my car, $40 to fill up. So imagine I'm putting all that gas in the car. Can't smoke in any the places where I'm at. So I'm sitting outside regularly in the car, having to buy food, fast food, because I can't cook food in the hotels. It's just money being wasted. Thousands of dollars went down the drain with me just waiting for my car to be fixed, y'all. Thousands of dollars later, paying for hotels and gas and food, all the way to the point where I could no longer afford to pay for the hotels and now gas or food. So now I'm sleeping in my car with no gas to even try to counter the heat. I had to just find some shade to sit in. Sitting over here at the gas station, right across from where I was parked at, down there. But I came over here to find some shade so I won't die over there in that heat. Hopefully they don't say nothing about me sitting here. So yeah, I spent a whole lot of money just waiting for my car to be fixed. Money I thought they would reimburse me, only to find out that they don't want to reimburse me anything. And it seemed like they held my car until right when I had no money left. They held it. I'm talking about perfect time until they held on to it. As soon as I got down to my last few dollars, they called me to pick it up. Actually, they didn't call. I just so happened to look down and see a text message like an hour after they sent the text message on a Friday. And I went and got it on a Saturday. I don't even know what today is right now. So anyway, I spent a lot of money on food. And this is me in one of the hotels, finally trying to do something different so I won't have to spend so much money on food, on whatever else. So this is me just trying to make it work, y'all.
I don't know if the video caught it or not because my phone kept stopping and it fell a couple of times. But at the end of that attorney's commercial coming on, that's saying what the business is supposed to do as far as keeping the people frequenting the business safe. Then I look up and security was driving across the parking lot. Remember the team is reading. I'm telling you who I am, right? I'm a leader. I'm Moses. I'm leading people to the promised land. I have to feel the power in me. That's why I'm still here. It's like you. Now, why my camera look like this? So I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Just showed up all of a sudden.
Some more random people pull up, as you can see. They kind of pull up with them random people.
Queen 87.
I was parked way in the back, as y'all can see, way in the back, away from everything, away from everybody. And here they come. As you can see, right there directly facing me, way in the back, away from everybody. I was like, okay, what's going on here? Let me just see, record this.
Damien was at her at the same time. Like, I'm just thinking about all these songs. Was she singing this? fiddling in this little pouch trying to get all my dimes and nickels out and use that instead of my quarters to buy this drink. And I hear the elevator. And then,
That was me at Circus
I
Circus. I think the
processed
point
it,
I
but I
was
keep
making
going.
then was
A few seconds later, I look up, and
I just
I'll
so
be
happened to
dang
be
if it
sitting
ain't the same
outside
damn police officer.
and the security
Yo,
person pulls in. Looks like an officer. That's what she was dressed like, but she was in a regular car. And I couldn't really tell whether it was security or an officer. But I kind of felt like it was an officer, so I don't know. She pulled up right next to me, y'all. And what are the chances this would happen? I'm sitting outside. She come pull up right next to me and get out and go in. Y'all know me and my intuition, my spidey senses go off. And so I was sitting there just thinking, what could this be? What could this be? Sat outside for the longest after that. Finally went inside, went up to my floor. I'm standing there, the drink machine, putting coins in, trying to get my drink. All of a sudden, you hear the elevator. Who comes off the elevator? The same security person that had just pulled right next to me like a couple hours earlier. And I just remember thinking to myself, what are the chances that I would be trying to figure out downstairs only to get upstairs an hour or so later? And then here she come up right behind me. And she was going to some other room who evidently had a problem with something going missing out of their room over at Circus Circus. Yeah, which is funny because one of those times I opened a door and it looked like it startled the person who was knocking and just about to enter the room across from me. I opened a door because I didn't know what they were doing. I just heard knocking. I opened the door. It looked like I scared the mess out of her. So I remember thinking, with stuff going missing on the room, and she acting like she was paranoid going into the room. It's like, I hope none of my stuff turned up missing. But that didn't happen. I had nothing missing at Circus Circus, just a bunch of instances that was crazy. Their security being a part of the issue. So yeah, turn the volume back up.
you go back and you and So did he just walk her up to the room and have this casual conversation with her while he was carrying his work bag?
Yeah, that was another thing. Shortly after that, it was an Asian lady who had the complaint about her stuff missing in her room. So, like shortly after that, I noticed
Every day I get up, I come out of the room.
I came
There's
out of the
another one
room,
down the hallway today. So I'm saying every day I get
and
up,
just
come
as
out
I
of
was
the room.
coming out, it's like someone ended their
They right there in
conversation.
the same
It was
spot.
another Asian lady standing there,
Literally in the same
and she was
spot.
conversating with this man who had a bag in his hand, appeared to be some type of tech or something that was working on something. But what kind of
So
threw
I
me
don't know,
off
y'all.
is he
Every day I
wasn't
get up,
like,
I come out of the
I heard the
room.
door close. It sounded like he was
There's
coming out of
another one down the
something.
hallway today.
I heard them
So I'm
talking,
saying every day I get up,
but when I
come
came
out
out
of
of
the
the
room.
hallway,
They
the
right there
talking
in the same
immediately
spot.
stopped. The Asian lady went into her room, and the guy
Literally in the
hurried up and
same
got on the
spot, y'all.
elevator. He was moving fast as hell, y'all. But he got on the elevator and went on down. And I just remember thinking, well,
So I don't know, y'all.
What just happened?
Every day I get up, I come out of the room. There's another one down the hallway today. So let's say every day I get up and come out of the room. They right there in the same spot. Literally.
I was talking about security then. I mean, not security, but the cleaners who never cleaned my room while I was there, by the way. I was told they would call the cleaners and have them clean it. I even spoke with one of them and asked them for additional towels, but I never got anything.
There's another one down the hallway.
But they stayed in the hallway, in and out the other rooms that was all around me. I didn't get my room cleaned. I didn't get fresh towels. I didn't get anything in there. Let's see where I'm at. Oh, it's my
Beers are right. Somebody was right. Beers are right. But again, don't start acting. You got the big foot boy. You got the big foot. Beer.
First few times I went there, the food was great. Maybe y'all have a better experience than me. Last time I went there, I'll never go there again. You can see.
Just so we clear, when I said
something
kernel,
like that,
like popcorn kernel-like things keep coming in my mouth. I just pulled this out of my mouth.
Yeah, something kept coming out. I kept chewing on. That looked like a popcorn kernel.
No peace, no light, no nothing.
Is that funny?
Hi, good evening.
88. Good evening. My number, y'all. Number 8. Anyway. Looked like that was perfect just for me, huh?
Reverse. Yeah. No peace, no light, no nothing. Hi, good evening. Good
evening. Food had been perfect. Thank you. How are you? Like all the other times that I went there. This last time, I kept eating something. I kept pulling stuff out my mouth that looked like popcorn kernels. Felt like popcorn kernels. I'm not sure how. In grits. I don't know how. I don't know how that was happening in grits. Also, they was extra chewy, which was unlike anything before. I remember thinking, why do I have to chew so long? Not only do I have to chew, but it's like I'm chewing. It's like chewy, like something extra is in it. I don't know what the hell. But I noticed like my skin and stuff dehydrating and all this other weird stuff, y'all. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I just got a bad batch that day or what, but I won't go back. This right here, these are the people from Circus Circus. So I was sitting outside one day, just sitting out, kind of watching them do whatever they were doing. On the other side, they had set up for this event. I'm trying to think of the name, y'all. Something New World or New World something. I don't know. I don't remember. Anyway, I'm sitting outside, just sitting there again, away from everybody, which is the way I like to keep it. Away from everybody. With everything going on, I just try to stay to myself, y'all. Sitting out over there. Here come these guys right here. Pull up. As you can see, this white truck. You see that truck right there? And you see how they kind of pull to the side and not straight in? They kind of pull almost like facing me, but not all the way facing me, but towards my direction. As you can see, one of them out of the vehicle, standing right there. They looked over there for a second, and then all of a sudden I noticed this light flashing in my face. It's them. One of the guys sitting over in the passenger side of the truck is flashing his flashlight in my face. I don't know why. Two Caucasian men in a white truck. Just out of nowhere, just start flashing this flashlight in my face. So you know what I do? What I always do. Pick up my phone and start recording. So as I'm recording, I guess they get upset because I start recording. So they start easing in my direction, like coming towards my way, moving really slow. Just moving really slow, coming in my direction. And I was recording them as they were moving past my car. I was still recording them. They seen clearly what I was doing. I didn't try to hide it because they ain't try to hide the flashlight they was flashing in my face. So I ain't try to hide the fact that I was recording them do it. They eased on by my car and they got on down, like going, leaving out of the parking deck. And they started shouting this obscenities, just, I don't know, just random stuff. You stupid bitch, ugly bitch, all this crazy stuff they started shouting as they was pulling off. And so I'm thinking to myself, now I didn't report this.
So like right for me to tell them that mammy ugly, huh?
Y'all can see that was one of my reactions. I was pissed. Because how dare you? Like I'm sitting up here in my own little world, and here come y'all harassing me for nothing again. This is part of the crew. Remember at the beginning, the gang stalkers. So I'm sitting here. Here they come out of nowhere. Here they come out of nowhere. And so, yeah, I was pissed about that. And so after they pulled off, I'm sitting in the car still where I was parked, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, these got to be some garbage people. Maybe they racist. I don't know what. You know, I'm thinking all kind of stuff in my mind. One in particular was the way they was flashing the light, that flashlight in my face, like a flashlight cop. Evidently, that struck the nerve of some people who, I'm not sure how they even knew what my thoughts were. But again, y'all gonna hear me talk about how I think something and how other people move off my thoughts. Y'all gonna hear me talk about that often. You may even see a few times in here where I've said something away from people and then you can see the reaction afterwards. So y'all can see, you can actually hear me say something and then actually see their reaction instead of knowing that it's something that I was thinking, which was the case here. I was sitting in the car by myself. So I was just thinking everything. I wasn't talking to myself. Y'all heard me say, you know, because I had the camera on then, I was talking to the camera. Like, I'd be wrong if I tell them they mama. Like, it'll start some whole stuff out here. Start a whole new thing. But they were able to harass me and just move on like they didn't have a care in the world. Which y'all gonna know, that's kind of what's been going on lately. Like, people do it and have no fear of repercussions. So makes me feel like they working with some much higher people because they don't fear. They don't seem like they fear anything. So he pulled off again, yelling when he was yelling. I went back to my car thinking what I was thinking. A few minutes later, I catch another little glimpse of something shining out of my peripheral vision. I can just see something flashing. So I look to my right, and what do I see flashing at me? Security. That must have been offended by the flashlight cop thought. Because here they come with their flashlights, flashing it right in my face. A couple of them sitting over in the corner. A few seconds later, another one drove up, flashing his light. So one of them was to my right, sitting over in the corner, flashing their flashlight at me. A few seconds later, another one drove up on their bike, coming from my left side, flashing their flashlight at me. So this is security now, joining in on the harassment from the Caucasian men. It's like a whole little game. So What is this? Let me see. What am I talking about here?
It's like right for me to tell them that mammy.
Oh, all right.
So I'm sitting here and these people pull up. Have confidence and curious. Hermit, Virgo.
Okay, so this is going
Virgo's
backwards.
about words.
Whatever this is right here
Someone could be analyzing
that's
something.
going on, that's what I was watching.
Hermit.
It was night. It was nothing going on. I don't think there was anything going on.
Would have been too much like right for me to tell them that mammy. So y'all, I can't make this up. I think they're trying to be funny. I was just sitting here
That's
talking
the security
about
over there.
and I noticed something flashing in my right eye, and I look up, and it's one of them over there flashing a flashlight at me.
That's me realizing that security is playing the game too.
This time, it is the security people, the ones on the bike that be driving around.
The first time, the way the men shine a light, I
just
thought maybe they were security
flashlight at me,
until I seen them as they were passing by closer up. But
and then I looked to the left, and it's another one coming down this way with his flashlight on, flashing at me too. So I guess they both trying to be funny.
So yeah, that was that whole situation with the harassment from the people over at that particular hotel. Now this right here is me zooming in on a car that I just keep finding around me.
My business, evidently.
Long as I sit over there off the strip every time I move, when I was at the parking lot of the place that I was when I stayed at the Circus. They was there in the parking lot when I would sit out there. I would shift around the parking lot. They would shift around the parking lot accordingly. I've left a few times after I didn't have nowhere to stay, after I ran out of money and I was trying to find somewhere to sleep. I've looked up and the same car
over there in Circus parking lot
was just kind of hanging out watching me. On about 3 or 4 different occasions, I've looked up and seen this car just kind of hanging in the cut, just kind of watching.
Y'all not helping? You just sitting up watching. What the fuck are you watching for? What the fuck do you want?
Oh, my bad, y'all. Turn the volume down so y'all don't hear my reactions because it pisses me off. I've been dealing with this for a long time now. And so you can imagine how irritated I am by this whole thing. Especially at this point, since I've lost my job. I lost damn near everything I had, y'all. Only thing I have left is the stuff that's in here with me now. And this has been ongoing. So yeah, I get really irritated sometimes. And so yeah, you're going to hear some language in here out of frustration. So my apologies in advance. So you have to cut it down a few times to avoid y'all just not listening to me just go off. To myself, but still go off. Because you got to let it out. You can't hold it all in. You got to let it out at some point, especially when you're dealing with it on a regular basis. This is stuff I'm dealing with every day, all day. It's something all the time going on. And it's been like that for a while now, not letting up, so. 39 minutes in. I know it's a lot, y'all.
I don't know, y'all.
That's where my car was fixed or held hostage, whatever you want to call it, for months at a time. I took it to the AutoNation Toyota dealership, and evidently they drove it down to the AutoNation Collision Center But between the two of them, they had my car for 2 months.
It's funny because I was just thinking
Yeah.
about it like when I walked out of the room. But when y'all know I woke up in a good mood this morning, so this the type of shit that I'm stuck having. Isn't that awesome, y'all? So Progressive has put a hold on the vehicle, this rental car that I'm in, that they're
So yeah,
paying for.
I woke up one day and was called by
They put a
Enterprise and
hold
told
on their
Progressive put
payment,
a hold
as y'all
on the
heard,
rental car because I
saying that
didn't
they're
go
not gonna
in
pay for it
and
anymore
sign
after
the
today.
paperwork
But yet the ETA on my part is for May
where they
29th.
moved my
So
car,
how are
y'all.
you deciding
They
that
moved
you're
my
not
car
gonna cover this
from
anymore when it's taking them this long for my part? Like, that's not how this works. If y'all responsible for what happened to my car, then how are you just saying, well, no, I'm not going to pay all of that? And see, that's why I was saying I need to find me an attorney.
Yeah, that was them. Sound like that was them at that point telling me that they wasn't going to be able to compensate me for all of the money that I spent during those 2 months of waiting for them to fix my vehicle. And so I was pissed off about that. And I was just saying, when you know I woke up in a good mood today, and that's how it started off. My good mood started off badly. Being told that they were not going to compensate me for all the money that I had spent, still spending. Well, I don't have nothing left now. That's what I have left right now to my name. Out of credit cards, out of bank cards. What I had, 6 credit cards, 3 bank cards. Yeah, that's just what I have left change. So yeah. Let's just see what else, y'all. And this just the Vegas part. I haven't even got to the part of all the stuff that was happening at my job before I got fired and the harassment from my supervisor and all of that. I haven't even got there yet. I'm just kind of working my way backwards to show you all the things that I've dealt with since I've been here in Vegas. All these recordings, most of them are something. Maybe a couple of them like this. This Power Soul Cafe, where I actually wanted to brag on because they had good energy. I didn't feel any weird things going on. The food was good. I didn't feel like anything was tampered with. Matter of fact, they had a big old glass window right there. You watch them prepare it if you want to. And so, yeah, I definitely recommend them, but it's quite a few places in here I will not recommend. 4404 on the phone, on my tablet. That's how long we've been here. 44 minutes and 4 seconds. 444. So yeah, Power Soul Cafe. It's definitely worth taking a trip by there while you are here. If you decide you want to come to Vegas. Yeah, if you decide you want to come to Vegas. I think this is a really cool little place here. Just to get a little break away from all the craziness, because we about to dig back into it. But isn't that so cute? You are beautiful, soulful, eat, pray, slay. I love you, inspire, all good things. 1111. You get to stand right there in the middle of the heart. while you ordering your food. And that's just so cute to me. And they have food, and they have the smoothies, as you can see. And the smoothies all have these little cute names. You can see Summer Lovin', Love You More, It's a Good Life, Blue Moon, Blue Monsoon, Dragon Fruit. It says I Have a Crush on You, Daydream, Soul Colada, YOLO. Got 1111 smoothie there. So it's just, I don't know. It's so cute to me, y'all. Look, it's morning smoothies. You got Kickstart Your Day. You get to set your intention smoothie. Ninth Island smoothie. Love Language smoothie. It's so cute. So yeah. So alright, let me finish and get back into this. Oh yeah, I see. And that's the food that they have. You see they have vegan food, but other stuff too. This is the OMG breakfast sandwich. You have the bomb.com right there. You got sausage waffle on a stick. You got your power balls right there. And then you got little different mini pizzas. So yeah, it's cute. Do better. That's all I'm saying. More people did better, then I would have a lot less of these videos on here. A lot less of this negative stuff to talk about and a lot more positive things to talk about, because I'd much rather be posting stuff like this, good things, rather than be on here telling a story of all the negative stuff that I've had to deal with since I've been here. And honestly, I don't think I want to come back. Discover my power. So yeah. Oh, and this is the other little cute part. It's another little door. So if you go in late night and you can't walk directly, I guess, up to the count-out order, they have another side where you can put in your order. As you can see on the screen there. See the screen there? You can put in your order, and then you see all the little cubby holes. They make it, and then they stick it in one of those cubbies for you to get. So if it's, I guess, too late at night, you can always go to the other side, as this place is open 24 hours, y'all. And it's so cute. It's so cute. Yeah. So, okay. Oh, yeah, and I showed y'all this little spoon already. It says Live Smart the Green Way. So, yeah. That's what it looks like. In case y'all want to go there. See, open 24 hours. It's in a little shopping center. I think I was off Flamingo Road or Sahara, something like that. I was like right up the street from Rio. So yeah. This place right here, first time I went there, it was good. It's a Venezuelan place. Second time I went there, got the same thing, just a little bit extra stuff with it. And yeah, I was sitting outside taking these pictures and thinking I was gonna, I could do something nice because the food wasn't bad. My first time eating Venezuelan. And I was sitting out there doing these little clips thinking I would post something. And you see the box sitting there? The guy came outside. And it's so funny because one guy in there was extra loud and seemed like he was extra friendly, like going over and beyond, and the other ones just kept quiet. And then I realized later on they probably kept quiet for a reason. And y'all gonna know, like, I can't go in a place and eat too many times. It's like you might get the first time, maybe the second time, but by the third time, their attitudes have completely changed. Just like something happened somehow. I don't know. Somebody done got to them somehow. I don't know. That's just my luck lately. Get a couple times. That's it. If that. So this me going back the second time.
But when I pulled up, the box was already right there. So
And this just me explaining that I was sitting here taking a little videos and trying to eat the food right behind the restaurant. And how the guy came out and he picked up the box and threw it down on the ground. All I heard was the box slamming. And then look up and see the person closing, like standing stood there for a second, and then he closed the door. But I was like, was that his way of trying to tell me to leave? The box was literally, it was there the whole time, y'all. The box was there the whole time.
I guess I got a little bit too comfortable in the city, but I know they don't like me.
And so he came to the door, and it's like he picked the box up just to throw it down. Almost like just to get my attention. And I don't know whether like they wanted me to leave. I'm like, I don't.
Can never go back.
But I just left. I don't know. But I mean, the food wasn't bad. So yeah, um, yeah, that's my experience with those people. And just the kind of the energy from the last time. I'm not sure. But there were some other people like a few doors down from them that I ate at too. Another place. I got a burger from them, but they're pretty good. I'm gonna have to figure out the name of that place though. I don't want to say the wrong name. What is this?
Anywhere you go, our team of
Fry
professionals are ready to
Daddies.
help you every step of the way. Let us manage the details
Got
so
chili
you can
cheese
stay
French
focused on doing
fries.
what you love. And I hope this helped.
That was over at Fry Daddies. Or Mr. Fryman's. That's what it's called. Look, they have Kool-Aid and everything over there, y'all. They have the big wings for y'all who like them really big wings, all that extra meat. That's what they have. The big ones with the extra meat. They thick. Y'all already know I wanted to sing the song. Thick, 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 thick. So yeah, that's Mr. Fries. That was good too, but at that point like my stomach, I can barely eat anything now, y'all, just based off the way that I eat and how I have to eat. And like I said, it got to the point where you spend so much money, you have to try to save something. So you can't eat several times a day now because food is expensive over there. And so, yeah, I just kind of got to the point where I could barely eat anything. I have to work my appetite back up, is what it is. So, yeah, I've skipped through a lot of stuff. Let's see what I've skipped through. Oh, those were the biker people. Seem to be making these weird moves, and I was slightly irritated by them. And so when I got to the light, instead of easing to a stop, I just stopped. You can see, I mean, I wasn't that far from my ease into it anyway. I'd already eased into it, but I just stopped. And I think he got a little irritated with me by doing that. But you shouldn't have been up on my ass like you was. That was the whole purpose of it. Sending a signal. Like you on a motorcycle, you have to be careful. You shouldn't have been on my ass. Especially, y'all know how the motorcycles can go in between the cars and everything. He was like right on my ass. He wasn't even trying to go around in between the cars or catch up with his friend. He was right there on me. And so I had to turn the camera on now because I could see they was with some other stuff. Because he had like he got upset about that. But all you have to do is stay a safe distance. That's all you ever have to do. So, yeah. That's what happened right there with the motorcycle guys.
I just ran back, y'all.
And you know what else is funny? I parked at this thing, the big souvenir place that's right over there off the strip, by the way. I parked there. And it seemed like for days when I parked there, for one, I went into the store over there. And the people in the store act like they didn't like me. They watched me like a hawk, some of them. The other ones, the Asian lady, she act like she didn't see me. Like she didn't even want to deal with me. I didn't know what that was about. So like immediately in there, I felt the negative energy. Already I felt that in there. And so I tried not to go in there, but I find myself sitting there often because it's one of the few places that you can park for free and sit without the harassment of the security guards. But over that place, I've been harassed there too. Actually, that was the first place I pulled into when I had these guys, Caucasian man and woman, pull in right behind me, gang stalkers. And then these Indian people came across. It's like it almost kind of like sent a warning out to those people who came there knowing exactly what they came there to do. And it's funny because the day before I had a situation where I was sitting inside a restaurant eating, another Caucasian man sitting at the bar talking to another Caucasian man, and like they do, they throw hints. They don't talk directly at you. So when I first walked into the restaurant, the first thing he did was threw his arms up and did one of these moves right here. It was one seat between the two Caucasian men sitting in there. One chair, we all sitting at the bar. I just walked in. They both sitting at the bar, one chair between them. When I first walked in, this is what you seen him do like this. So he's having this conversation with this man, but all of a sudden out the blue he does this as the signal for me to sit there. That's what he was doing. So I just conveniently walked by, sat at the other end of the bar. But as I sat there, he was talking to this man and subliminally talking to me at the same time, saying stuff like he's been to jail before, you don't know how crazy he is. He's very loud talking to the guy, but purposely trying for me to hear him after he done tried to make me sit down right between the two of them, or hinting for me to sit down. He absolutely knew I wasn't about to sit right there. Those are the games that they play. So nonetheless, I left out of that store pissed off. I was pissed off in there, thinking all kind of crazy stuff. You can tell the people at the counter knew what I was thinking. The energy was off. They started acting weird because you can absolutely tell they knew what was going on. I eventually left. I was pissed as I was leaving. I was so mad it brought tears to my eyes because how dare you? It's like I'm so tired of the harassment, but then it's like the passive aggressive type of harassment. And so I was pissed off. I'm out there saying all kind of stuff in my mind. I walked out there. Eventually one of the men came out there behind me. He ain't say anything. He just kind of looked, but you could absolutely tell he knew what was going on from the point I was sitting in there and I was pissed off thinking stuff then to the point I just got my receipt and went outside and left. He knew what was going on. You can tell. So Yeah, that next day, I think it was the next day, when I sat in that parking lot, the big souvenir parking lot, whatever it's called, right there on the strip. And some guys look exactly like, I don't know if that was him or not, but they look similar. Now, mind you, I wasn't staring at the man, so I can't. If it wasn't him, it probably was one of his friends. Pull up with the wife this time, right behind me. As I pull up, they pull up in a big truck, look like the same one that was sitting with me that day in the parking lot at the restaurant that day. The restaurant that I had been in that was the second time, y'all. The first time I went there, I had a good experience. Food was good, everything was great. Second time, that's what I was met with. Already sitting in there, prepared, ready for the shit. That's what I was with. So the next day, I'm in the parking lot, and it looked like them again, but he was with a woman this time. If it wasn't him, it was somebody looked just like him. He come behind me and this Indian couple. They come rolling up, and it's almost like immediately they both knew what each other was on, and it was dead and right there. It was dead and right there. So, come in that parking lot a few more times, and I noticed after that it's like a gang of bikers driving by. And so after that, like I'm recording them, because honestly, I don't know if they trying to be funny or what. Like I don't know. I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt. No, and try to have fun with it. Try not to think negative about everything. Although I've been given negative constantly, I'm gonna try not to think that. And so, yeah, it's the police over there, y'all. That's why I keep going kind of blank because I can hear them talking over there. I heard them to begin with, but I didn't see them. And then I looked over and then I seen them. Yeah, I already know what they were over there, but I already know what they doing. So anyway, yeah, the bikers. For days in a row, I would come there and those bikers would show up and drive down the street with their bikes right in front of me. I would be facing the street and they would show up with their bikes for like 3 days in a row. And it was like, what? I'm getting a show? Like, I don't know if I'm getting a show for real or being harassed, but it's cool. I'm going to take it as a show. Ain't nobody saying none. I got them, like, I don't know. It's probably, they in here somewhere too, y'all. No. But anyway, come to this. I'm in there one day in the store, feeling uncomfortable, but had to go in there nonetheless. Grab me something to drink. And I'm in there pissed off because the lady, like, I think that was the day I came in and she ignored me. She looked at me and didn't say a word. White man walked up to the counter. She immediately told him the register was closing to go over to the other side. She looked at me and didn't say a word, y'all. Didn't say a word. I'm like, well, dang. Well, dang, what's really going on? I guess she said, well, I'm talking to both of y'all. But she wasn't talking to both of us. She was talking to him. Yeah. Who walked up after I did, by the way. Who walked up after I did. But she addressed him and told him the register was closed and to go to the other one. She hadn't told me anything. And so me, being my smart self, I'm going to ask, oh, is the register closed? Because you didn't tell me. You just told him, the Caucasian man that just walked up after me. So me, like, oh, is the register closed? It's the Asian lady I'm talking to. She said, yeah. Finally told me the same thing she just told him. I go over there, get in line. Of course, at this point, I'm behind him, although he came behind me. At this point, I'm behind him. And another person is in line as well behind them at the time I get over there. And so I'm in my head, going off in my head. This man looking at me. He almost looked at me. He knew. When I tell y'all, I can tell when people know what it is that be on my mind. This was one of those again. I could look at him and tell he knew exactly what I was thinking. So me, I'm trying to calm my brain because I know he know what I'm thinking. So me, I'm trying to calm myself down now. But I'm pissed off. Trying to calm myself down. Only to get outside, get back in the car, the rental car. Y'all see that piece of paper right there? I ain't gonna stay on it too long and show y'all. The paper's right there. That's what I had in my car waiting for me when I got back to the car, y'all. See all my stuff right there? My bag. And had my laptop right there in the corner. And I also had 2 pieces of paper right here telling me about the 2 places that I have been thinking about going to. Guatemala and El Salvador, right there by each other. 2 places I was considering going to, because at that time I was like, okay, I got a couple $1,000s left, and I can take it and go out the country, and I can make it work for a few months, or it's going to be all spent here in a matter of a couple weeks. And so I was thinking about how can I get the best bang for my money. Looking at flights. I have points with Delta, so I can at least take 1 flight, depending on how I do it. Maybe able to take 2 flights with it. So I'm looking at my points with them and comparing them. And just so happened, when I'm pissed off in the store that day, I come to my car and there's 2 pieces of paper in my car waiting for me to tell me about both of those 2 places. And from what I understood, was where I could go and get some help. Where I could get help in another country, in 2 other countries. But I'm here in my home country, and I'm being treated the way that I'm being treated. And people are aware that I'm being treated the way that I'm being treated. They can see it. They sense it. People are intuitive. Like I said, some of them don't. I guess some of them use it for what they want to use it for, and other ones use it for things that make sense to try and help. So where you have people like the security, oh, flashlight cop, oh, I'm going to show you a flashlight cop. After I just been harassed and called all kind of names for nothing. You get double harassed. Like nobody come to save me. They just come at me with even more stuff as I'm going through the stuff I'm going through. So, yeah, just so happened that day, got in the car and I was being offered help in another country. Where to go to get some help from another country. The other countries that I was thinking about going to. And it didn't take nothing about a week to pass by. A week of me trying to figure out what I was going to do. For me to look back at my bank account and all those $2,000 were gone. I had a few $100s left. Went from like thousands of dollars or from like a couple $1,000s. I think I was at like 19 something. So I looked again and I had like $700 some dollars in there. Not enough to do anything with. So of course I go in panic mode then. You know, we an hour and 9 minutes into it. Hour and 9 minutes in. And we still got a long ways to go, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end this one. And I'm going to come back again. I'm thirsty. I don't know, the police and the lady from the inside. They over there talking and looking and looked over here at me a couple times. I don't know if they finna come say something to me or what, but anyway. I need to find me something to drink, y'all. I don't have no water anymore. I have no money. Just this change here. So maybe I can go and find me something. Like ice or something. Get a cup of ice, water or something out of the gas station. Really the only place I can go. Wherever I go, if I leave here, I'm going to have to go straight to a gas station. I don't have gas money. It's so funny. I feel like I'm sitting out here exactly like they wanted me to be sitting out here with nothing. Because they gave me my car back in perfect time for me to have nothing and not be able to move. Yeah. I'll come back for another one. I'll be back, y'all.